The aim of this presentation is to discuss and explore the four sublime states or the Brahma Viharas from a practical viewpoint. The term Brahma Vihara literally means dwelling place of Brahmas. Brahmas are gods who live in the higher heavens, dwelling in an attitude of unlimited goodwill, unlimited compassion, unlimited empathetic joy, and unlimited equanimity. They are called vihara or abodes because they should become the mind's constant dwelling places where one feels at home. The Brahma Viharas are for love or loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. These four attitudes are excellent. These four states are sublime because they are the right attitude towards living beings. If one can develop these sublime attitudes or the Brahma Viharas in the right way, one can gain tremendous joy and also provide the answer to all situations arising from social contact. They can bring peacemakers, healers, removers of tension, eradicate stress and sufferings, leading to happiness. These unlimited attitudes can be developed from the more limited versions of emotions that are experienced in one's heart. This is what Buddha has taught in his teachings, that enlightenment is experienced across these four stages, and an individual who becomes an Anagami comes to establish these sublime attitudes. The four sublime states of the mind, that is love, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity, are also known as the boundless states. An individual who is an Anagami will possess a mind having these four sublime states, will see beyond social practices, and will not harbor any national, racial, religious, or class discrimination and similar things. This is no surprise given that a Sri Mentor will abandon the fetter of rites and rituals. A Sri Mentor who abandons rites and ritual upon becoming an Anagami will further abandon two fetters that are sensual desire, and it will come to establish a mind of Brahmas along with the sublime attitudes. And perhaps from a practical viewpoint, for practitioners who want to gain realization, will benefit as much as possible trying to see beyond existing social practices and also all kinds of social divisions. So the one who will possess these sublime attitudes will be an individual who is providing helping hand to others, giving, making such choices can make a better day for that individual and also for others. Families, friends, neighbors, employees, and the world can come together as one. Then the next question we shall be asking is, how could one go about developing these sublime attitudes in the right way across the four stages of enlightenment or nibbana? Common meditative practice that exist in the contemporary context are such that meditating on loving kindness and so on can be said helpful, yet in order to become a Sri Mentor and thereafter to Saccavibhanga and to become an Anagami, one must first develop 4 factors of stream entry. So, for instance, if there are certain practitioners who are liking or who are interested in meditating on loving kindness, by combining them with loving kindness practice to develop 4 factors of stream entry will help them to become stream enterer first, and thereafter to become Sakadagami, and thereafter later to become an Anagami, to maintain and to develop these sublime attitudes in the right way with stability, leading to Nibbana. There are some recluses and Brahmins who proclaim Nibbana here and now for an existent being. Those who engage in loving kindness meditation and who are yet to become stream enterers possess the view that there is an existent being. On the contrary, those individuals who have gained realization from the stream entry and thereafter to Sakadagami and to Anagami possess the view that there is no permanent being. Hence the difference. So a Sotapanna will abandon 3 fetters, an Anagami will abandon further 2 fetters, which are ill will and sensual desire, and the one who abandons these 2 fetters will come in to establish these sublime attitudes in their mind in a more natural way. In other words, before becoming a stream enterer, it may be such that practitioners might feel that they need to put an effort to maintain these sublime states from time to time, yet it may well be that they will not be holding to them with stability. Interestingly, when one gains realization across its stages, one comes to establish this kind of mindset naturally in all awakening state without any effort, in a very comfortable and natural way. So the path leading to Nibbana, starting from Sotapanna, becomes comfortable middle way. Belief in a self, doubt, attachment to rite and rituals are abandoned by a stream enterer. The one who gains the right view is the one who developed the noble eightfold path. In terms of practice, what is beneficial to become a stream enterer and to become an Anagami, to develop these sublime attitudes are do the first thing first. That means to develop the 4 factors of stream entry, which are unshakable confidence in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and the noble virtues. How could one go about developing these 4 factors of stream entry? One easiest way to develop the first 3 factors, which are unshakable confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Noble Sangha, are reflecting on the qualities or the virtues of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. The 4th one, noble virtues. To train and to develop noble virtues, if one could treat others as the way one would likely like to be treated by others, that would help one to establish noble virtues. As we see in Gihi Sutta, it explains the same. So to develop an unshakable confidence in Buddha, one can reflect the qualities of Buddha such that the Blessed One is worthy and rightly self-awakened, consummate in clear knowing and conduct, well gone and expert with regard to the cosmos, unexcelled trainer of people fit to be tamed, teacher of devas and human beings, awakened, blessed, and thereafter to reflect on the qualities of the Dhamma, such as the Dhamma is well taught by the Blessed One, to be seen here and now, timeless, inviting verification, pertinent, to be experienced by the observant for themselves. And the qualities of the Sangha are such that Sangha of the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, who have practiced straightforwardly, who have practiced methodologically, who have practiced masterfully. In other words, the 4 pure pairs, the 8 individuals, and so on. An Anagami abandons sensual desire and ill will. As we see in Brahma Viharas Sutta, a noble disciple, thus devoid of covetousness, devoid of ill will, unbewildered, alert, mindful, keeps pervading the first direction with an awareness imbued with compassion, empathetic joy, awareness imbued with equanimity, and so on. Developing these sublime states also related to developing jhana. As we see here, friends here, detached from sensual pleasures, detached from unwholesome states, a monk enters upon and abides in the first jhana, which is accompanied by applied and sustained thought, with rapture and pleasure born of seclusion. If we were to interpret this detachment from sensual pleasures, detached from unwholesome states, that just means one who has eradicated ill will and sensual desire, and that is someone who has become an Anagami. The need for precepts is important only until one becomes a stream enterer, because one who becomes a stream enterer comes to establish noble virtues. Although one may think that by maintaining precepts, one can stay away from sensual pleasures and unwholesome state. Just by maintaining precepts without abandoning the fetters, one cannot gain the stages of enlightenment. And so, therefore, in the right way leading to Anagami and Arahatship should come from the process of detachment that comes due to abandoning fetters at the stage of Anagami, and before that, abandoning the 3 fetters to become a stream enterer. In other words, precepts are needed up until one gains realization to become a stream enterer. Thereafter, noble virtues replace the need for precepts, and abandoning certain fetters pushes one in the path leading to higher stages of enlightenment. In this slide also, we see a similar thing with the abandoning of pleasure and pain, and with the earlier disappearance of joy and grief. He enters upon the abiding in the 4th jhana, which has neither pain nor pleasure, and purity of mindfulness and equanimity. This, friends, is called right concentration. This, friends, is called the noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. In other words, the one who abandons ill will and sensual desire to become an Anagami, by developing these sublime attitudes further towards the path, develop jhanas to become an Arahant. As we see in Ina Sutta, having gained spiritual happiness, one then resolves on equanimity. Having abandoned the 5 hindrances, always arousing energy, he enters upon the jhanas, unified, alert, and mindful. It may be possible to develop jhana on its own, however, to enter Buddha's teachings across its 4 stages of enlightenment, first thing need to be done first. That means, but it is important to abandon 3 fetters and thereafter abandon 2 fetters at the stage of an Anagami before developing the jhanas to become an Arahant. Charatotsa says, but one who can maintain, whether walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, calmed his thoughts and delight in stilling of thought, a bhikkhu such as this can reach the highest enlightenment. When he is glad, rapture is born in him. In one who is rapturous, the body becomes tranquil. One whose body is tranquil feels pleasure. In one who feels pleasure, the mind becomes concentrate. So it is one's gladness or inspiration one gains by hearing Dhamma or by thinking of Buddha that helps one to progress in the path leading to Nibbana, starting from the stage of Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arahant. And hence, to develop 4 factors of stream entry are beneficial, and that is the first thing that would help one to become a stream enterer, and thereafter combining the practices such as loving kindness and so on along with these 4 factors of stream entry will be beneficial in the further path leading to higher stages of Nibbana. As we see here, when one develops mindful goodwill without limit, fetters are worn through on seeing the ending of acquisitions. If with uncorrupted mind you feel goodwill for even one being, you become skilled from that. But a noble one produces a mind of sympathy for all beings and abundance of merit. Firstly, a person meditates, spreading a heart full of love to one direction, and to the second, and to the third, and to the fourth. In the same way, above, below, across, everywhere, all around, they spread a heart full of love to the whole world, abundant, expansive, limitless, free of enmity and ill will. They enjoy this and like it and find it satisfying. If they abide in that, are committed to it and meditate on it, often without losing it, when they die, they are reborn in the company of the gods of Brahma's host. The lifespan of the gods of Brahma's host is 1 eon. An ordinary person stays there until the lifespan of those gods is spent. Then they go to hell or animal realm or the ghost realm. But the disciple of the Buddha stays there until the lifespan of those gods is spent. Then they are extinguished in that very life. What it says to us is, it is possible someone to just do loving kindness meditation practice, and due to that practice, one might be born in the place of Brahmas, yet because they have not practiced in the way leading to Nibbana, they are at a risk of samsara and they are still likely to be born in various realms. On the contrary, one who becomes a disciple of Buddha, in other words, one who practices the 4 factors of stream entry to become a stream enterer, and thereafter follow different kind of practice to become an Anagami, to abandon ill will and sensual desire, and who comes to establish these Brahma Viharas, they are extinguished in that very life. This is the difference between a noble disciple and a disciple who is yet to become a noble disciple. As the Pathamamettäsutta shows, whether standing, walking, seated, or lying down, as long as he is awake, he should develop this mindfulness. That this, they say, is the diving abiding here. And it further goes to say, one who has no wrong view, so in other words, one who have gained the right view to become a Sri Mentora, along with the noble virtues and the insight, thereafter one who abandons sensual desires would come no more to be conceived in a womb. And those who practice these kind of, or come to establish these sublime attitudes, gain benefits as we see in this sutta. One sleeps easily, wakes easily, dreams no evil dreams, and so on. These are the 11 benefits that can be expected. One who enter into the stream and become an Anagami. And of course, even so, before becoming a stream mentor, meditation practice can bring benefits to practitioners by adding certain things and certain practices into their existing practice. They can have an opportunity to establish their mindfulness as also these sublime attitudes in a more stable way to become a stream mentor and beyond. In summary, Buddha's teachings leading to enlightenment is produced across 4 stages of enlightenment, and first thing is to be done first. So developing 4 factors of stream entry will be beneficial for practitioners who are genuinely wanting to gain realization to become a stream enterer, and thereafter go on to develop certain other practices to become an Anagami. Of course, an Anagami comes to establish these sublime attitudes in a more natural way, and the path leading to Nibbana becomes very comfortable. This is the end of this presentation. Thank you for listening.